Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time here, please be sure to click the subscribe button as well as the notifications bell so you don't miss out every single time I post a new video. If you're already part of the Fabulous family, what's popping, what's happening, what's good? So as you guys can see from the title, today I have a fragrance review for you guys. You guys know I'm a fragrance honey, I'm a fragrance baby. I let it smell good. I just feel like me personally, smelling good is so important to me. It just makes me feel like my most sexiest, my most attractive. I feel like hearing the compliment that I smell good never gets old, no matter how many times I hear it. Subtle flex. And that being said, because I get it so much, I feel like you guys can trust me on this. Generally speaking, I feel like designer fragrances, as we all know, are becoming more and more expensive. And as much as we all love to smell good, who wants to spend £80 plus just to smell good all the time? It's not it. So today I've partnered up with Alt Fragrances just to give you guys some suggestions and some recommendations so that you can smell good for less. Alt Fragrances specializes in making smelling good affordable for everyone, and they're well known for their designer fragrance dupes. As I've mentioned, you guys already know how I feel about smelling good. So when Alt Beauty offered to send me some stuff to share with you guys, I was so over the moon, on board, because I always want to share my favorite things with all of you guys. The first time I ever heard about Alt Fragrances was on TikTok from the user Black Girl Smell Good. She runs a TikTok and a Twitter account, Instagram as well, I believe, and she often gives ideas, tips on layering your fragrances, and also shares her favorite fragrances as well as reviews. I also then saw one of my favorite YouTubers and dear friends, Jay, also do an Alt Fragrances. So at this point I really knew that, okay, they can be trusted, it's all good, we lit. So just before we get started, I'm someone who typically likes a very sweet and seductive kind of fragrances. I'm talking your YSL Libres, your La Vie Belle Lancôme, especially the La Vie Belle Intensement. Like, I love a lot of tonka bean notes, vanilla notes. I'm not really the biggest fan of overly floral scents. Like, I don't really like that scent that like smells like spring, but every now and again something that's light and fresh I'm more than happy to wear. But on an average day, I'm more likely always going to lean to something that's more sweet, vanilla-y, tobacco and cognac type notes, you know what I mean? Like something more woody, sweet, and like oriental. That's my kind of scent. As I mentioned earlier, Alt Fragrances specializes in creating designer fragrance dupes or alternatives, and these fragrances are in no way affiliated with the original brand. You're not expecting them to smell the exact same. It's just something if you want a really, really close alternative. That being said, I did have a couple of items on my designer fragrance wish list, so I went ahead and chose 4 different fragrances. The first one I chose is Cherry Smash, which is a dupe for Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Second one I chose is Peach Smash, which is a dupe for Tom Ford's Bitter Peach. The third one I chose is the Nico Tiana, I think, and that one is a dupe for Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. And then the last one I chose is the Girl Gone Wild, which is a dupe for Killian's Good Girl Gone Bad. So you guys know I normally talk about packaging. This is kind of how the fragrances arrive in the sleek black packaging. The sizes that they offer, you either get a 30 ml or a 60 ml, and they sent me the 60 ml sizes. This is how the bottle looks as you take it out the packaging. As I said, the first one I chose is a Cherry Smash. With all of these fragrances, I basically try them over a day, each of them, just to see how long they last, what they feel like after they've kind of settled on the skin. Because as you know, with fragrances, there's always a top, middle, and base note. And sometimes when you first spray it, that's not really how it kind of settles throughout the day, once it's kind of blended with your body chemistry and once the actual fragrance has settled on your skin. So I just wanted to see what all of them smelled like so I could give you an accurate description. So as I mentioned, this is a dupe for Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, and this smells so good. I have smelled a sample of the Lost Cherry before, and I think this is a little bit more, it smells quite heavily like chocolate and like raspberries and cherries and stuff. Like, this one is a lot more sweet in my opinion than the original one, but it still smells really nice. I said before in my last fragrance video that I'm not someone who really like wears my fragrances according to like time of day or whether it's like summer or autumn. Like, if I feel like wearing something, I'm gonna wear it. However, with this one, it just kind of gives me, it's very nighttime. I've never really felt like I said, fragrances have like a time of day, but for this one, I cannot imagine me wearing it anywhere during the daytime, especially in the summer. I feel like this is definitely giving me a lot of winter night vibes, in my opinion, and that's the first time I've ever felt that way about any fragrance. Nonetheless, it's really nice. Now when you first spray it, it's like I said, you smell a lot of like chocolate and cherry, but as the day continues, I just feel like you get a lot more of the cherry and like the almond notes more than anything else. So for comparison purposes, over here you can see the notes of the original Tom Ford Lost Cherry fragrance, and then next to that you can now see the notes of the Cherry Smash by Alt Fragrances. Very similar in notes. I actually feel like with the Alt Fragrances one, it's very intense and it actually has a lot more notes and layers to it. I feel like with this fragrance, it lasts forever and a day. Like when I sprayed it in the morning, I didn't actually layer it on throughout the day because I wanted to see how long initial spray at the beginning of the day would last. I wore it for over like 5 hours and it still smelled as fresh and as intense as when I first put it on at the beginning of the day. So personally, for longevity, 10/10 would recommend. As I said, Alt Fragrances really specializes in making all these fragrances super affordable for everyone. So for example, the original Tom Ford Lost Cherry, for 50 ml, it's £240. But on Alt Fragrances, that 60 ml bottle is actually $49, which is obviously less in pounds. So you can just see how much you're saving from buying the Alt Fragrance alternative. The second one I got is this Peach Smash, which is the alternative for the Bitter Peach by Tom Ford. I'm so sorry about the glare of the ring light, guys. But yes, again, same thing, also 60 ml. Similar to the original Tom Ford Lost Cherry, the Bitter Peach is also £240 for 50 ml. So again, major saving because this is also $49 for the 60 ml. I've never smelled the original Bitter Peach fragrance, but this Peach Smash, my goodness, it smells like your hair smell like the tropics, your body look nice. Day on the beach in the tropics somewhere, it's giving me super summer and spring vibes. Again, I feel like with these fragrances, they're very distinct scents. Like I said before, I'm not someone who would typically care about what season, what time of day it is, but with all of these scents, they're so like specific that I cannot see myself wearing the Peach Smash at the peak of winter. Like, it's just giving so much summer. For me, the main thing I pick up amongst the top notes is the peach and the blood orange. And even though those are top notes, I just feel like throughout the day, you will keep smelling those specific notes and scents. And then in some of the base notes, you guys will see that there's also vanilla and tonka bean, which is two of my favorite notes, well, amongst some of my favorite notes. So naturally, that's why I feel like this one, for me anyway, I prefer this over the Lost Cherry because it's right up my alley. It smells so nice. It's so sweet. It's so fruity, but also not like in a very overwhelming way. I absolutely love the scent. I cannot tell you enough how much I love it. Again, for comparison purposes, I'm going to put the side by side of the different notes so you guys can see just how similar they are. Again, I haven't smelled the original one, so for this specific one, I can't vouch for how close it smells to the original one. But if the original one smells like this, girl, this is it. The third one I got is the Nico Tiana. I think that's how you say it. And this is a dupe for the Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. This one is also $49 from Alt Fragrances, but the original 50 ml is £178, I believe. So again, major savings. I don't even have to tell you twice. This fragrance, I feel like, is very unique, and I think it's going to be like an acquired taste. You have to really, really like woody, cognac type scents, vanilla as well, obviously. But if you're not someone who likes kind of like spicy and woody fragrances, this is not going to be it for you, especially because the top notes are tobacco and spices, but like the top notes are really heavy. So when you get a first spray of this, it feels really like it's heavy on the tobacco, I'm not gonna front. But as it settles, you start to smell the vanilla fall through, the tonka bean, the cacao. Like, it smells so heavily after like the first 30 minutes onwards. The first 30 minutes is very hit or miss, but also if you are layering it, this smells really nice with any other vanilla or sweet type of fragrance that you have, in my opinion. I really like layering this with the Rebelle Fleur, the black one, the original one. Smells absolutely divine. For those of you that shop Zara fragrances, if you go to the men's section and shop the tobacco collection, the Rich Warm Addictive smells so nice with this one. I think it's because they have complementary notes. They both have cognac, there's the vanilla, there's the tobacco. So all together, it smells so divine, especially because that one's a lot more sweeter than this one. So when you first put it on together, it smells really nice. And then when this one settles as well, to die for. This one compared to the original one, snap. no difference, same hun, same gent. It's the exact same thing in my opinion. Obviously, you'll see that the notes, this one has a lot more layers listed compared to the ones that Tom Ford actually lists, but it smells the exact same. Like, you will not be able to tell the difference at all. This one, it didn't last as long for me personally as the cherry smash and the peach smash. I felt like with this one, after 4 hours, I definitely had to add more. But obviously, like I said, because it's a whole thing with the top notes, middle notes, base notes, you then have to add and layer on the other ones as well. So it can be a little bit like inconvenient in that regard. But if you're going out to like dinner or something, you're going to be fine for the night. Trust me. Last and certainly not least, sorry guys, so this one you can't really see the label because it's white, but this is the Girl Gone Wild, which is the dupe for the Kilian Good Girl Gone Bad. And this one is my favorite of all the fragrances I got. For starters, again, this one is $49, and the original one from Kilian, I believe is $180 or $185, not really sure. But again, major saving, not going to talk too much. This one is very different from the notes or the fragrances I would normally gravitate towards. And I'm very happy that I tried this because I feel like I would have stuck to the typical notes that you guys know I've mentioned that I love. So I never would have thought to open my mind and try something else. Especially because, like I said, designer fragrances are so expensive. I'm not really going to take the risk and pay $180 for something I'm not really sure I'm going to love. But thanks to all fragrances, I was able to try this out and I absolutely love it. Like I said earlier, I'm not really heavy on floral scents. But in this one, I just don't know. The way they combine everything, the tuberose, the jasmine, the amber, the way it all sits together, 10/10. As you guys can see, I have used this quite a lot compared to the other ones, because when I first wore it to test it, I was blown away. I wore this to DLT and I'm not even lying. Any person I hugged, spoke to, they told me I smelled nice. As in, from the beginning of the day to when I left at 10 p.m. everyone was telling me that I smelled amazing. So if that doesn't tell you what you need to know, I don't know what will. This is 100% my favorite of all the scents, and in terms of longevity, I think this one and the peach smash are the absolute best. I am big on layering my scents, so I'm someone who's straight out the shower. When I'm still damp, I'll put my lotion on and the first layer of my fragrance so that it really settles and my skin can really absorb the scent. I'm really big on hair fragrances and hair mist as well, because I just feel like it's a good way to smell nice, because when it comes to your hair, I feel like your hair actually absorbs scents a lot better than your skin does. So if you spray your hair as well, you're going to smell a lot better for a lot longer. Now, you need to be careful. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you all to go and spray your perfumes and your fragrances in your hair. If you can get an actual hair mist, that's the best, because those are obviously built or made with chemicals that are designed to not damage your hair. Using straight up perfume, I'm not really sure that's the best for your hair. But nonetheless, I did try it just to see what would happen, because I have faux locks, so it wasn't immediate damage to my actual hair. And it made it smell even better. It made the smell last even longer. So that's another top tip. Spraying your hair as well will make you smell better for longer. All of the fragrances I've shown you are eau de parfum, so they're gonna last forever. Like, I'm not gonna lie, spraying or adding extra is just to be extra. You don't need it, because these last forever. I wore a jacket the other day. I haven't washed it after a week. Still smells like fresh peach smash. So honestly, all fragrances, 10/10, I would recommend. I'm going to leave all the links for everything in the description box down below, so you guys can check it out. If you want a little saving, a little steal, go ahead and check the description box down below. Let me know in the comment section down below what you'd be interested to try, if you would try using fragrances that are designer dupes from another brand, and tell me what you guys thought of the descriptions of all the fragrances. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and until my next video, bye!